Panama's history is deeply rooted in its strategic location as a narrow land bridge connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This unique geography made it a focal point for trade, colonization, and labor exploitation, setting the stage for its global significance and the creation of the Panama Canal. These early trade systems highlighted Panama's natural role as a transit hub. When the Spanish colonized the region in the early 16th century, they quickly recognized Panama's importance as a gateway between the Americas. It became a key part of Spain's empire, facilitating the movement of gold and silver extracted from South America, particularly from Peru, to Spain. With the collapse of indigenous populations due to disease, overwork, and displacement, the Spanish increasingly relied on enslaved Africans to sustain Panama's role as a trade hub. Africans were brought to Panama to work in gold mines, on plantations, and as laborers transporting goods across the isthmus. They also played a vital role in the construction and maintenance of colonial infrastructure, including ports and fortifications. However, the French effort faced numerous challenges. Tropical diseases like malaria and yellow fever devastated the workforce, causing a significant loss of life. The engineering plan to create a sea-level canal was impractical due to Panama's rugged terrain and heavy rainfall. Corruption and financial mismanagement further derailed the project. Over 2 decades, thousands of workers, many of Afro-Caribbean descent, died under harsh conditions, and the French ultimately abandoned the project in failure. Under the leadership of Dr. William Gorgas, large-scale sanitation measures were introduced, which eliminated mosquito breeding grounds and significantly reduced the cases of yellow fever and malaria. The construction workforce under U.S. control was diverse but relied heavily on Afro-Caribbean laborers recruited from Jamaica, Barbados, and other Caribbean nations. These laborers performed grueling tasks, including digging, blasting, and transporting massive amounts of earth, often under discriminatory conditions. Despite systemic inequalities in pay, housing, and treatment, their efforts were critical to the project's success. The Panama Canal was completed in 1914, marking a groundbreaking achievement in engineering and global trade. By drastically shortening the distance and time needed to move goods between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, the canal revolutionized international shipping. For much of the 20th century, the United States maintained control over the canal and the surrounding canal zone, reaping economic and strategic benefits. The canal not only solidified the U.S.'s geopolitical dominance, but also became a critical tool for influencing global trade routes and projecting military power. In the wake of the protests, Panama's leaders pushed harder for negotiations with the United States to regain control of the canal. General Omar Torrijos emerged as a key figure in this struggle. Torrijos, who became Panama's leader in 1968, was a charismatic and determined advocate for Panamanian sovereignty. He made the canal issue central to his leadership, working to unite the country around the goal of reclaiming the canal and its revenues for Panama. Through persistent diplomacy and pressure, Torrijos secured the attention of U.S. President Jimmy Carter. In 1977, the two leaders signed the Torrijos-Carter Treaties, a landmark agreement that marked the beginning of the end of U.S. control over the canal.
That's a wrap, history seekers. Catch the full story on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.